Hi guys. So it's day 3 of soup week. And this one I'm kind of excited to try too because I've not tried any of them that I've done this week except for what I'll do on Saturday. So this one is called a creamy bean and sausage soup. So the first thing we need to do, this is quite a bit of meat, so we'll see here. I'm going to put a little bit of, it calls for vegetable oil, but I'm going to put my olive oil in there. And it calls for 26 ounces of sliced kielbasa. Now let's get the first package out here. And I'm going to cut them thin. If they were a little bit thicker, or a little bit bigger around, I'd cut them in half, but they're not that big around, so. These next few days, there's a lot of prep with all of it, so I'm going to turn that on so it can start cooking. If nothing else, it's going to be a very meaty soup. And actually, Friday's soup is supposed to be one that's really, really, really good for you. So I thought I'd do, this is kind of a little bit, yeah. And then Friday, it'll be a very healthy soup. And one piece went on the floor, so maybe that's the 2 ounces I'll be over. Right? I had to actually buy some. That one was the last one I had in the freezer, and I had to actually buy some because I had gotten such a good deal before on them. I don't even remember what I paid, but I bought a boat ton of them, and well, I used them up. I'm gonna get stocked up on chicken today or this week too, because that one store I really like to go to, they have chicken breast on sale for $1.99. And believe it or not, even after all that I stocked up, I'm actually running out of chicken breast. So I don't know if I'll get 10 or 20 pounds or something in between, but at $1.99, that's a really, really good deal. Sometimes, like how we say you can't afford to not do it. Yeah, that's one of those times. Get all this cut up. All right. We're going to get that all cut up, and we want it to get browned. Now, you know how I like to do things my own way a little bit. I am going to prep up the vegetables that it asks for. It asks for 2 carrots, I am going to peel those. And it says dice them. I'm just going to cut them into small pieces. That's noisy, isn't it? Sorry, guys. I figured that's small enough pieces to, I don't have to dice it up any smaller. I guess you could if I did like something like this. Made them just a little bit smaller. How's that for diced? And we're going to do 2 of them just like that. Alright, so I got the second carrot done. Then it wants an onion. I didn't think you guys wanted to hear it go. Then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I don't know how it'll turn out, but we'll see. We're going to dice up an onion. I'm glad you guys like to watch prep too, because actually that's one thing I enjoy when I watch somebody else's channel, is to watch them cut up stuff. It just seems more like I'm there and like I can do it too if I'm, you know, watching them cut everything up. I know that sounds weird, but it just feels like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to chop one potato, and yes, I peeled it. Because I thought, you know, it's got beans in it. I wonder how it would taste with, you know, not a whole bunch of potatoes, but a little bit. Make it into something that, you know, why not? Ooh, those sausages are starting to look really good. Look at that. Oh. So now I'm going to dice these into smaller pieces. Not anything real big. But I had a piece of potato left on my counter from earlier this week, and I'm like, why don't we just use that instead of putting it back away? Why not? Because guess what? We can. That's the fun thing about cooking, right? We can make it whatever we want. Now they won't be huge pieces, which is good. Alrighty. So we got all that chopped up. I think that's all we needed to chop up. So now we're going to take those sausages out and put them into a bowl. I love kielbasa, I really do. If there were even more recipes, I could live on it, but it's probably not the salt content and stuff I need for my health, so I guess that probably wouldn't be the best of ideas. Well, it's a lot of sausage, isn't it? But that's alright. Get in there. And when you cook this sausage, it smells so good. Almost. All done. Okay. So now we need to take, let's find it here. Hold on, guys. There it is. We're going to take 3 tablespoons of butter. Maybe. Hopefully there's 3 tablespoons. There's probably not in there. Hold on one second. Let me get one from the fridge. Alright, so now we're going to melt that butter in there. And boy, do we got a lot of good stuff on the bottom of that pan. So once all the juices and everything get added, just scrape the bottom of your pan and get rid of all those nice little tidbits. See all that on the bottom? That's all flavor. Now we're going to add every one of those veggies, and we're going to cook them for about 5 minutes and let them just get softened up. So I don't think you want to sit here on hold for 5 minutes. So we'll start getting these cooked up and then we'll come back for the next step. Okay, now we want to add, let's see, it says 3 minced cloves of garlic. So I'm going to do maybe a tablespoon and a half of garlic. And then you're supposed to cook that for a minute or two until it becomes fragrant. I love all the terminology, fragrant. Oh, look at that. I think those potatoes are going to be really good in it, to be honest. Alrighty. So let's let that get fragrant, and we'll be right back. Alright, so it's fragrant. Now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. And we're going to stir that into the vegetables and cover them. And it says to stir it for 1 minute. Look at that. I'm real excited to try tomorrow's. It's actually a stew, I found out. It's not a soup. But I want to do it anyway. And I've got 3 of those small packages of biscuits left from, I think it was Sunday or something. So I'm going to actually make those up to go with the soup for the next couple days. That should be a minute. Now it says take 3 cups of chicken broth, but I'm going to take whatever was left in this one that I had the other day. And we're going to use that up. Alrighty. And then we're going to add a cup of milk. I guess this is where the creamy comes in, right? Cup of milk. Let's stir that a little bit. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of those bits on the bottom that will be coming up. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. This always comes out so slow. There's 1. And 2. And then this is where we add salt and pepper. Let's add us some pepper. Let's give that a stir again. That doesn't seem like much soup there, to be honest. I'm getting some of those pieces off the bottom. Can you hear that? Now, you're going to add back in that sausage. And then you take 30 ounces of Great Northern beans, rinsed and drained. Mine's 32 ounces because it's the ones that I can. So we're going to get that all mixed up. Isn't that funny how all of a sudden it's nice and a lot more filling? It says gently fold in the beans, so don't beat on them. Alrighty, I'm looking at my recipe. So on medium-low, which that's what I have it on now, you want to let the soup simmer for 15 to 20 minutes until the veggies are soft. So there we go. I'll be pulling out the biscuits here in a minute, and we'll come back and check out the soup. Oh my, look at that. All right, so time to taste it. Look how beautiful that looks. Oh, and all the tasty stuff's off the bottom. Oh yeah. It's piping hot. Let's see here. Those potatoes in there, they do add some flavor. It's really, really good. And actually, you could add more spices to it, but I really don't see a purpose for it. It's got enough natural flavor with the meat and the vegetables and the broth and the milk. It's plenty. I mean, it's truly plenty. So I'm going to put that back on. Tom should be home in about a half hour. I'm just going to sit it on the stove with the top. I'm telling you guys, that makes it nice. And we're just going to let it sit there until he gets home, and then we're going to try us some soup. So far, the soups have been really, really good. I would tell you if they weren't. I honestly would. If I thought, ugh, that's gross, don't do it, I would tell you. Because I don't want you cooking anything that's gross and like, Chris said it was so good. No, we don't want to do that. So that is really, really good. What I've liked is this so far this week is everything has had its own flavor. Like last night was spicy. You know what I mean? And not spicy like, I need the fire department. No, nothing like that. And tomorrow for our Thankful Thursday, we'll do everything, but I do have 3 things to bake tomorrow. So you guys can come along with me to do that, so that we can get stuff for the fire department. And then Friday morning, I need to get up and get all the sandwiches made and put in there, put the rest of the stuff that we didn't have, get those put in the bags. Me and Jack were like, we came back from the south side, and we're like, man, too bad this wasn't Friday. We found 13 homeless, like, boom. We didn't have to search for them or nothing. We'd have been almost done. So, I'll bring you along, and that will be our fun Friday, is to do all of the dropping off at the fire department and distributing 24 really nice full bags of stuff for the homeless. So, we're going to have a full week. Yeah, but that's all right. All right, I'll be back when Tom gets here. Hi, Tom.
Big cupcake.
It's in the new pans that I got from Little Dusty's.
Oh, okay.
You want to take a bite of that first? Go ahead.
All right. If you want me to force me into one, I guess I can do that.
I just twisted your arm like crazy, didn't I?
God, it hurts so bad, too. It sure hurts.
You're so full of it. And there's chocolate for tomorrow. Ha ha ha. So there's your soup. It's creamy, I think, potato and sausage soup.
Okay.
You dip your bread in there first. The broth is really good, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And I can take a big bite of it. The soup. There's a spoon for the soup.
I had to get it out of my hand so I could feed myself.
We did put a little bit of cheese on top of it. And I added something to it.
You did?
I added a little bit of potato to it.
Mm.
Just one big one.
The one that was on the countertop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
This is good.
Really, really good?
Mm-hmm.
I think so, too. All right, there you go.
Pretty awesome.
There you go. The boss says pretty awesome, so that's pretty good. So you guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a wonderful night.